Dignitas are a slow, methodical team that play through a map, and Nip are a very flexible team. Titan and VODS.pro are two flair teams. You know, it's like having Messi and Ronaldo on opposing sides almost. Yeah. And it definitely is going to lead to, you know, Kenny S has definitely caught many of the headlines already this tournament with his clutch play, and we can see the same for many of VODS.pro players. So excitement shouldn't be far away.
No, definitely not. I think the VODS.pro that won Katowice was partly, not entirely, but partly winning because a lot of the teams going into that tournament were saying, well, actually what's really frustrating about playing the Polish teams is that they have odd timings. Everyone else, we can sort of guess when they're going to re-peak. When we have an aim duel with them at long range, they move in a certain pattern, and we can sort of, you know, predict it. And the Poles play in a whole different key. It is really, really hard for us to follow up. Now, because it's been a while, and I think the reason why we've seen VODS.pro have been struggling a little bit more is because I think teams have time to catch up to it. And if there's one team that's good at catching up, it's probably Titan with the existence in that leader role. So in that sense, I think it's going to be an incredibly close game. And I'm wondering if Titan are going to keep up the form that they have. And they've bent so far in this match and not broken yet. So we'll see if VODS.pro can push them to the breaking point.
Where's your money?
I'm going to have to go with the Poles. Again, I said, you know, once they get up and running, they're very hard to stop. So I'm going to go with the Polish team here.
I think, you know, it pains me to say, I think I agree with Thorin on this one, that it's stacked in Titan's favor, that's for sure.
And the map choice definitely interesting, and maybe we can go into a little bit later why that probably happened, but here we go. It's going to be Titan starting on the CT side, and Existence missing a couple of shots here. Going to have to fall back and actually get smoked away, so very effective work coming out from virtus.pro. The bomb goes down, and it will be Bialy picking up the first shot on Scream.
Kenny S is rattling off shots towards Neo, connects on the headshot, and now pushing in towards that site. Titan look to reclaim the bomb as Taz and Bialy say no further, please. Existence does get one, but Taz retains it, and there's just one Titan player left standing, and it is VODS.pro who win the pistol round.
Yeah, Taz with a really good double kill, and also what looked like a take of that A-bomb site that was maybe a little bit easier than it's supposed to have been. It seemed like Titan should have at least done a little bit of damage or anything like that, but I guess VODS.pro put up some really effective smokes, and Titan never really could get back into it. Yeah,
we didn't have vision on how easy they were able to get there, but it was just so quick, and maybe that was what threw them.
Now we see Titan with the scout buy coming out this time. It doesn't really pay off. They have just hit one body shot here on Taz. Grenade to follow. And it's going to be Kenny going down quickly. Taz picking up. No, actually, Bialy with that kill. And it's a double for Pasha. In that window room, leaving Scream. And MBK alone. And obviously being a bit of an eco round here. That's still a great headshot coming out from MBK. Well, Scream is going to be alone. And see if he could do a little bit more. If they could at least kill Pasha, that would be kind of a good start.
If Henry G was here, he'd be screaming about the use of the scout.
Yeah.
And he's been right this tournament.
Yeah, I think only once we've seen it sort of halfway work, and it wasn't even as much the scout as it was the CZ75 and I think a Deagle, so maybe not the most impressive record so far for that, that minor sniper rifle. Moving into the third round, Titan obviously going to be ecoing once again, and VODS.pro, well, they keep on where they left off here. And we haven't actually, I mean, I think this is, I would almost have rather seen Titan go with the CZ75s than those scouts, because they seem to be more effective.
They definitely do, and this is a map where they can do. You just need to get short range, good angles, and you can definitely equalize the weapon disadvantage. But you know, scouts it was, and they well sit back. VODS.pro know that this is a golden opportunity to be winning rounds. They want to give nothing away cheaply. They're nading out every area as if it were a full weapon round, and want to make no cheap mistakes.
And I think that's absolutely brilliant. I mean, we saw in the Dignitas match how much it cost the Danes to lose. I mean, they won the pistol round, and then they lost the second round to an eco from VODS.pro, and we saw how much that cost them. They really didn't get back in the game after that, hard as they tried. So I think VODS.pro are right to respect these anti-ecos and try and keep them alive.
It's Taz that will see Existence. Fires off a few shots to the far. Existence down to 24 points health. What Taz doesn't know is just how many bodies there are in there. And, we'll come across, and VODS.pro will decide that they're not going to risk going in towards that B site as they push in. Taz is waiting to catch any of the rotating Titan players, but Neo is doing his job.
We don't even need an analyst to point out that that was definitely the right move at that point, because there was nobody in that bomb site, of course. Taz with a good headshot here. He's going to pick up a second one on Kenny, and it's going to be down to Scream and Smiths here. A 2-on-5 And virtus.pro doing a really good job, not just of making the right bomb site choice, but also in keeping these rifles alive for a very long time. It's going to help them massively once Titan pick up rifles in the upcoming round, and that's where it gets really interesting.
virtus.pro definitely have a home crowd favorite, despite not being from these parts. Cheering on Dignitas, who are an English org, and actually it was the same in the Fnatic Titan game. Fnatic are based here in London, and yet everyone wanted Titan to win.
Yeah, and people should have been rooting, I think, more than for London Conspiracy, which actually is a British organization. So
They have such a great name. I adopted them.
that is a very, very good name. I like it. And the players obviously are, you know, they're really on the incline. I love it. Well, moving straight into the fourth round here, there is no AWP picked up on Kenny, which maybe is a little bit of a surprise, but he was going to get smoked off anyway if he was going to go there, so he's just opting for the rifle early on here, see if he can get something done. This flashbang is going to go in, and Scream is probably going to peek behind, and there's the flash, and there's the peek, and he gets flashed as well, so he can't see a thing, and Taz will take him down. A tiny mistake, and instantly exploited by virtus.pro.
That such is the level that you can not afford it. There's MBK been dropped by Pasha over on the B site, and virtus.pro are blooding on in. Bomb wasn't committed to that site though, so still time if they wanted to go there, but the three players that are alive are in A, and they will go for the engage onto Bialy and get it.
And Pasha with this position is absolutely stunning, because when the bomb goes down and they decide to make a rotation, there is absolutely no way anyone is going to have any idea that Pasha is here. So this is thinking more than just a few steps ahead. He's 7 or 8 steps ahead in the chess game right here. And we'll see. They are going to be walking right past him any second. And actually they're trying to save, which still makes this position really good, because he can go looking for them a lot earlier and they won't realize he's going to be here. So virtus.pro Titan aren't even going to go for the retake right now.
Pasha will want something from that strong position, and it'll be existence that he gets. That will be only Smiths and Kenny S who get out of this round alive, and it'll be virtus.pro racing into a 4-round lead. Good early call to save. They were never going to... Oh, they're going to chase out more guns, are they? No. They were never going to contest that bomb.
No, I think you're right, definitely. But I think virtus.pro learned something else about Titan in this round, which is that if a little bit pressure is put on, maybe the Titan team is a little bit prone to over-rotating and leaving that B bomb site a little bit early. And if they just keep that in the back of their minds, I don't want them to do it straight away, but they can maybe throw in another round like that where they try and force them away from a bomb site. So something, just showing a bit of their cards here a little bit early, Titan maybe.
They have moved one of those guns they have onto the B site. But it'll be an A push coming in here from VP now as they lead that charge. Kenny S is going to have to go big here as he lines up. Nothing to see, the smoke's done its jobs, only silhouettes and weapon sounds as Scream gets himself the frag onto Neo. Snacks though and Pasha both have kills. Kenny S down, it's only MBK and that CZ that have done damage. Now he has an AK for his troubles and a kill. Bialy down, existence outed, and it's 1-on-2. MBK's going to have to deliver 4 frags in this round if he wants to win it, and he's willing to fight for it. As the bomb is planted and MBK is stuck between 2 VP players. And he has absolutely no idea where they are. And isn't going to find them anytime soon. And that's perfect after plant.
No kit either. Gonna try and escape, but Snags is right there. And the lack of defuse kit makes that so much more troubling for NBK. And as you said, at perfect after plant, they did not try and challenge even a single time. So very regimented play coming out from the poles. And a 5-0 lead on the less favored side of Mirage is definitely a great start, but now a triple AWP setup. What are we witnessing, Stuart?
Emphatic doesn't quite sum it up, as this is the old shock and awe tactic from Titan, you might think.
I don't know, what's better than a double orb, I guess. Triple is the next step up. But that honestly looks almost like a misbuy. A bit of an attempt to block the grenade coming into the window there from Kenny. You can actually body block those grenades, so it's a really nice attempt, but it doesn't work out this time. We'll see. I think this is too much. I don't think this is a good idea. 2, yes, I'm down with that. Even 2 and an auto sniper I can get behind, but this is way too much.
It's just not cricket, is it?
How are they possibly going to retake a site if they lose one? And at the moment, they're rotating again very heavily here, Titan. They're really committing to the rotations, which can be a good sign. But right now, they haven't seen anything. Titan don't have any information, except for the fact they know Existence is dead from that headshot. And it's going to be a 4-on-5 Scream. Waiting right here. Going to be trying to flash, see if anyone's going to come through. Check up apartments quick. He's being shot in the back, and actually it's going to be by Ali picking up the kill. Now Kenny has to come up absolutely massively here. Got to pick up so many kills, but the smoke is blocking. He misses the shot. They are going for the A-bomb site. Kenny's still inside waiting, and he's going to jump up on the box, but Molotov reigns in, and he's alone as well. NBK goes down. He's going to extinguish it, but it won't make any difference here. This round from Virtus.pro seems almost effortless.
Yeah, they should... well, they're going to debate saving those 2 AWPs. NES will get that frag onto Taz, but 2 very expensive weapons that they can get out with. But Titan haven't gotten started, and they'll be fuming. Whatever that strat was, there was a plan behind it, or a mistake behind it, but they wanted to get on the board. And Virtus.pro, through luck or through skill, just were able to counter-effect it in what they ran. They lose out onto Kenny S. It's Smiths who will escape, and he's getting kills as he goes for it as well, but Titan will be frustrated, because this is a map that they're good on.
They're very good on it, and you know, as we said in the group stage when they played, Virtus.pro actually were really far ahead in Titan, especially with Kenny making some absolutely ridiculous shots. So that 1-on-3 at the end ended up tying the game on this map, but to be honest, it looked like it was Virtus.pro winning at the majority of the end of that game. I don't know, I mean, what's the step up? If 3 AWPs don't work, are you going to go to 4 AWPs instead, you think?
3 AWPs, 2 auto snipers?
I mean, there has to be a 1-up from that. Kenny goes down in the middle. It's Pasha stepping it up with that kill. Now Flashbang goes in here. They're going to try and do that peek once more, but they're a little bit slow on the trigger. And when they push, they're going to go down. Scream with a great return here. He has to do a lot more. He's going to be dropped by Taz. A quick double headshot from the Polish rifler. And Existence is there with the FAMAS. And apparently that's enough. Almost takes down Neo. And they were back into a very interesting 2-on-2 here. As 2 players on, or 1 player on either team is very low on health.
MBK will be the man to come in. He's had an exceptional tournament as MBK. He will maybe be the first to see Pasha. Existence also rattles off a shot and gives his position away, but they would have been expecting him there anyway. MBK's position compromised, and MBK just flushed out by Neo. That's brilliant. And it's now all on Existence to defuse that bomb. It's not going to do so. Neo gets it. And that's 7-0. This is great, great play from Virtus.pro.
Those Molotovs are finding new users all the time, and trapping Neo in that corner, he had no choice at all. That was definitely, as you said, a brilliant move right there. Kenny S will pick up an AWP, but it'll be glass cannon style. No armor at all, and they have 3 smoke grenades here on Titan. They realize, I think just as well as anyone else does, that they have to pick it up. 8-7. If they can somehow win 8 rounds in a row straight here, that's what they're gunning for. Because if they're going to keep losing like this, Virtus.pro are never going to slow it down. They're merciless right now.
What was interesting about talking to Taz in that map veto was he was just assured that the map he picked would be the map they won, and the map that Titan picked would be the map Titan won. Existence going to get picked off by Taz.
Got shot outside the map. He actually fell out of the map.
The kill and a half.
Taz does go down, and MBK with a really good position here. This Mag 7 is actually no joke weapon in this position, but he has to watch the windows, misses the shot, gets the next one, and then they just keep jumping him. Too many people coming in, almost like lemmings out of those apartments. Virtus.pro players just stream in. Kenny misses one more shot, but it doesn't even matter. He's going to go down by Ali with a triple kill in this round, and Virtus.pro with, I mean, this is really a bit of a stomping.
This is obscene. You know, Titan are good on this map. Yes, this is Virtus.pro's choice. Yes, Virtus.pro have won so many big, important games on this map. But Titan aren't an 8-0 bad team on this map.
No, I definitely agree with that. And as regards to the map pick, well, I bet Taz during the map picking stage, right before they did it, I said I bet it's going to be Mirage, Inferno, and Dust 2 in some order, depending on who wins the coin toss. And I owe 2 beers to Taz because he said Nuke was going to be in it. He even predicted the order. So I am a little bit worried that maybe Virtus.pro picked this, you know, this arrangement of maps to win beer. But otherwise, you know, right now they're doing great, except for Snags taking down Taz. A bit of an unfortunate team kill here, and an eco round from Titan looking a little bit better than some of their gun rounds actually.
Yeah, it's Neo left standing against Scream and Smith here, as Neo will go up against Smith. Can he pick up this first frag as he threatens with that Molotov and pushes him out? He knows that with Smith's in that position, there is a very low health player on, hey, he may well be happy to challenge. As he pushes in, gets wind of him, and Scream is dangerous regardless! Scream only deals in headshots, and has dealt that one. It's 1-8.
Is the only currency he knows? Is that what you're saying? I love that. Well, top fragging right now is actually by Ali, who for some parts of this tournament has been, you know, a little bit invisible. It's been mainly Snags and some of the other team members here that's been stepping it up. So watching Ali play well is frightening, because I think it was at Katowice where there was some ridiculous statistic that said every time Ali got a first kill, that they basically won the round. virtus.pro just went winning there. We'll have to see if that's going to hold true here. Scream going to try and flash his way back, and the Poles are coming to the A bomb site, and Titan have to defend this one. They just won a round. If they lose this one, they're not going to get any more this half, I think. virtus.pro are going to just crush them. So it's all or nothing right now, and they have a really good rotation coming in. Existence is going to pick down Neo, and in the corner, Scream still hiding. And actually, right now, virtus.pro maybe should rethink about committing to this bomb site.
Yeah, Kenny S is lined up in a perfect position there, but Bialy didn't think twice as he dispatches of Scream. They've got 3 men still ready to make this push. Pasha a little bit isolated in that position. They need to mobilize him more as Bialy is trying to clear a path. As Kenny S will assassinate his opposite number, follows up with frag number 2, and just reels them off. Titan have 2 rounds in a row.
That's the absolute minimum coming out here from the French-Belgian team. I mean, we've seen it all throughout the tournament, what happens when you get into that ugly position where you end up losing that second round after you've just won. And they will actually be picking up an AWP again here on Smith. So this time they've downgraded. They realized that triple orb was too much. So double is where it's at.
Are we gonna just say that was a misbuy? Someone was probably gonna drop for someone?
If it was, it actually will have a big impact on this first half. That's something you just cannot afford to do. So hopefully that's not the case.
MBK rattling off shots blindly as he retreats back at Scream, who will see Pasha, and Pasha will get the better of him. Just draws gun quicker as MBK will retreat back. virtus.pro just charging in on this A site, and once they're in, the bomb is inevitably about to be planted. And let's see what the 5 can do against the 4 after the plant. As Pasha is isolated out here against Kenny S. The smoke doing his job, and Pasha just making himself hard to find, only to move away from the smoke, and he will go down. Titan, with only 5 rounds to go, have maybe taken too long to get in towards this site, and that's allowed Bialy to pick up 2 frags. Snax is there, and Kenny S is going to have to get out of there, but they just went a little slow on the trigger.
Look at virtus.pro. They have 3 members alive, 10, 20, and 19 HP here. I mean, I don't, you know, we can't really call luck, because at this moment I think luck is a very, very tiny factor of what's happening here in this game, but that is really close. That could have probably been a Titan round if they had landed, you know, 1 more grenade, a few bullets more, that would have been different, but they have at least enough bank to be able to buy, but they've used everything they have here.
9-2. Kenny S with a quiet map by his standards. In fact, he's had an exceptional tournament, so he and his team have been isolated out.
Well, still a lot of time left here for virtus.pro in this round. They already have a lot of mid control. Titan actually sort of giving up on that, which is very dangerous. Mirage is obviously a different map from Dust 2, but they do share in common that the mid control is very important. And right now, Titan might be giving it up a little bit too easily. The smokes are there, yeah, but they can still do stuff. They're not using the catwalks as much as they could. MBK will pick up a good headshot there on Pasha, so that's an important opening. And the bomb's all the way back in T-spawn, which is a big indication that virtus.pro are just looking for a return frag here.
And I wonder whether that comment you make is down to just a lack of confidence. Only 2 rounds on the board. Maybe Kenny S lacking the confidence to push out and assert himself on mid. But regardless, Scream flashed as Snax around the corner, and there is that token Screen headshot. MBK and Screen then combine on Taz, and Bialy is going to be the last man standing. And that will be their 3rd round of the half.
It's interesting, because we've seen numerous different members from Titan, you know, doing really well in this whole tournament, but for some reason it always feels like it's MBK who's the guy who steps in, gets a bunch of kills, and then the rest of the team picks it up. So maybe that trend is going to follow true. Right now, even if this finishes 9-6, virtus.pro have a very, very good first half on their hands, and it's still going to be rough for the Titan organization here to bring it back. Maybe they can.
MBK and Smiths looking at B, and that'll allow Smiths to push in a bit here and grab what they didn't have in mid, which was a little bit of intel.
And this is really good. This movement from Smiths is going to give Titan a lot of information about what's happening. Flashbang goes down. Existence could have picked up a kill there on Snags, but he just hesitates a little bit too much. Molotov is going to force them back, and Smith comes up from behind, going to pick up the one, and then he falls back, and this is actually the right move. I love this from Smiths, because most lesser players maybe would have gone for that one. Existence doesn't get the kill, and Smiths goes down anyway. Snags going to chase him. So in spite of a great flank, it's not working out right now, and now Titan have to scramble to get to the B bomb site quick. There's still 45 seconds, and virtus.pro are playing a mind game. They're going to be going back to the other bomb site, and there's a clean entrance. They're just bodyguarding this.
Yeah, Neo will wait for that move. Bomb goes down on the A site, and still one man deep in B. It's around the corner. kennyS dispatches of Taz, and towards the site will come Titan. Only Neo on full health, and he's not been able to pick himself up there. As Pasha will come in with one and stacks the second, and now it's Scream who just gets away with 1 point of health as he'll go up against the next two. It's going to be Scream versus Neo to finish off the job. And this was not the half that Titan would have had in mind.
I think definitely not, but I was going to say they're going to force it up this time. There's no point anymore. The difference between playing for 11-4 or 10-5 here. That's not what matters, but at least maybe Titan get a bit of confidence back. And as we said, they did make a pretty impressive comeback last time around on the terrorist side, but I think you're right. They needed a lot more here in the first half. And on the other hand, I think virtus.pro do need to win this map. I still can't believe that virtus.pro ended up letting Nuke through, and I can't see them winning that map either. Not this time.
Not this time. And there's just been a kind of an inevitability on this one. There have only been a few really closely contested rounds from Titan, and that just hasn't added to the contest of this first half. But will be Smiths to pick himself up a headshot onto Pasha as Taz returns the favor. kennyS retreats. There's 13 frags does kennyS, and has had an exceptional tournament. kennyS was looking for Snacks on the bottom side, but it hasn't happened, and we're a 4-on-4. And here comes Snacks getting himself the headshot onto Existence, but again we trade. And MBK now with that AWP trying to pick off Taz, and does so. Nice work from MBK. Can he follow that up with a hat-trick frag? It's Bialy who's waiting for him, and Bialy gets the better of him.
Bialy's truly a monster here, and he's actually going to go down, so it will be Snacks. No slouch either, but Scream. Nothing but headshots, take down Bialy and Snags. Very clean work with the M4A1. And it will be a fourth round for the Titan team, which is obviously good news, but once again, we're a little bit questioning if it's going to be quite enough here. And virtus.pro, unfortunately for the CT side, they can still pick up rifles. Maybe not going to be an entirely full buy here, but they will be equipped pretty well. Even 2 AWPs, is that really true? Wow, that's weird.
Curious to see what they've got in store. What's in the locker here? There's kennyS extends out into mid. Sees nothing. They've got no sight on that weapon combo until Taz gets dropped as he'll go out as he went looking. Snacks and Pasha on board with Snacks.
That's not worth it. I think that's the third time we've seen that flash attempt down towards the A-ramp, and it has not been successful a single time. So a little bit questionable play maybe from Titan to continue to try and do that. Existence is going to fall back, but up in apartments, they got to worry about Snags and this AWP. He's going to peek out. The timing is not quite right here. Bialy going to pick up a kill in the background. He takes down Kenny, but Smiths with the instant return, and we're in a 2-on-2 here. Still plenty of time for virtus.pro to get this kill on Smiths and turn it into a 2-on-1, but backup is now coming quick. MBK is charging in. He's over by the connector, and it's going to be a lot more tricky. There's Smiths going down. MBK is looking for it, but Pasha will pick up the final kill and make it 11-4. For the first half, and a very overpowering performance here from virtus.pro.
But what seemed to work for that odd weapon combo that they had was they needed one AWP to sacrifice to draw kennyS out so the other AWP could kill him. And from that moment on, they felt they had a game.
That's an interesting combination.
Very expensive sacrifice.
I would say so, and especially because Pasha's been doing well enough on his own, so it felt like they didn't need to invest into it, but obviously they saw that coming, so that's pretty impressive. 11-4, Toss, what do you think? Is there any chance for a comeback this time?
Definitely a chance. I mean, in CS these days, we see so many great comebacks, and particularly of these two teams, they don't do boring matches, but virtus.pro have got to feel like they've got one half of their brain on Nuke.
Titan are good at pistol rounds. They have some really sharp players when it comes to that, and Scream and Kenny both have been known to pick up a number of headshots in these rounds. And obviously an absolute mustering round here for the now terrorist side. If you are just joining us, then this is only the first map in this grand final, so there's still plenty of Counter-Strike to come, and you should invite your friends without a doubt. And also go and visit Gfinity.net and sign up to some of all the tournaments going on. And welcome to the stream again here. The final best of 3. Neo looking for a headshot. This is almost a bit of a game to him, just a whack-a-mole with a USPS, and he's not hitting it in right now. And in return, actually, they do lose mid-control on virtus.pro's side, and Titan trying to press the issue. Neo want to fall back here, see if he can get it. Not quite. He's actually taking a little bit of damage, looking for those return shots, and Titan are rotating back towards that A-bomb site that virtus.pro have almost given up on. Just by Ali here, gonna pick up the 1 kill, instant return, then Pasha with a headshot on Kenny, and this is so back and forth, but Neo comes in with a kill on Scream. Now Smith and MB can if the bomb goes down, but I don't see this working out for a Titan.
No, they've got 2 against 4, and 4 very hot players who are hitting every one of their shots. Smith's going to come in now, and Neo will put another headshot into him. It's only MBK left standing, 1 on 3, and he's not standing anymore. Another headshot there, and that was a round which was won less by the tactics of VP and more just by brute power. You know, of the 5 frags they got, 4 of them had headshots, and they just, and some of them were tricky ones as well. They just nailed great hits. I
think you're absolutely right. When they started that engagement over by the catwalk into B, if you had paused the game right there and said, you know, point out a couple of mistakes, I would have said, well, look, virtus.pro have rotated out of the A-bomb site without having actually seen the bomb. They're very likely going to lose them the round. Doing that is a big boon. That's one of the basic tenets of Counter-Strike. Until you see the bomb, please do not overcommit to a bomb site. But they did, and as you said, they just brute forced their way back, and maybe that's the power of being virtus.pro.
Yeah. There aren't many teams that can do it. It's 12-4 in favor of VP. And what is their map? A best of 3, so still plenty to go. This will be a 3 CZ round for Titan, but Taz with his P90 push in, gets 2 and 3. And Taz will enjoy himself there. Scream and MBK do return the favor, but surely the remaining 2 players can close this one out.
Will be able to. P90 doing exactly what it's meant to do, just sawing people apart who have no body armor. It's kind of brutal again. This Bayali score really 21 kills. The closest to him right now is what, Taz with 14?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And on the other side, there's a 14 from MBK and a 7 frag split down to the second man. That shows you just how well he's playing. And you were quite right earlier when he said he was a little anonymous earlier on.
It really felt like he hadn't stepped it up here, and I think there's always a great moment in any sport when you see someone who's been looked like they've been mentally defeated or at least aren't really performing, and then they're able to turn around. Actually, I think that's one of the really great signs that you're dealing with someone who's not just a little bit of a good player, but someone who is a champion, style quality coming out. So I think that's what they're showing here, and that's actually what we've seen from Titan and from a number of other teams, I'd say, this tournament. It's actually the mental game has changed for many of them, and that's going to be important going into the later tournaments. But here, it's going to be a push towards the B bomb site, and defending is Neo. Snack's going to pick up a kill, and Neo drops NBK and the bomb, and Titan ground to a halt.
Yeah, Titan have just 3 men left standing. Dispatching of Neo may open up that site, as it'll be Smiths who comes in, but he's caught in 2 minds, and Snacks will eat him alive as he goes looking for the next man. That will be Kenny S. Bialy gets that frag, and now it's all on existence, 1 on 4, and he won't get past the 1. It's Bialy who delivers once more, and VP are just 2 rounds away from map 1.
It's a really, really stunning first map here from Bialy, and you have to wonder, don't want him peaking in the very first map. Save a little for map 2 and 3 at the very least.
And they're really going to need it in map 2.
I think they are, but I really don't know what will happen if virtus.pro are going to end up on the CT side starting. That could be interesting. Titan did beat NIP, but that was an online game and a best of 1, so that's not really applicable just here.
14 for VP. Another Titan Eco with existence downed already. 4 CZs left up in the remaining team, and oh, there will be Neo and Snax helping themselves to what was a stack, and what now is just a rubble of dead bodies. MBK does get that kill onto Neo, who just couldn't quite finish off his breakfast, but and as this should be another VP round, it should take them to 11 map points.
Yeah, I think we're going to call that move the C-set 75 uppercut, because he basically just jumped up and punched Neo with it. That was incredible. But it's only really cinematic at this point. It doesn't actually have an impact on the game any longer. Titan are going to have to buy whatever they can, and it is good enough. They will be fully equipped, but I think even the most die-hard Titan fan right now are going to have a hard time believing that they can make an 11-round comeback and force the overtime and then win on this map. Mathematically, yeah, it's possible, but I think in the real world, it's still going to be tricky.
And even as the game has gone on, Bjarly's split has extended. It was 7 when we mentioned him last. Now it's 9. As Kenny S isn't going to get it. Bjarly is just going to help himself to some more, as he is just not done with Titan yet. Pasha gets the 4th. There's only 1 man left starting, and it's Smith's running for his life. virtus.pro have stomped Titan on Mirage.
And Smiths is going to get the kill on Bjarly. Finally, they shot him down, but obviously not going to be enough. He's trapped in the back here, and I like that fact. You know, you managed to say it just then. You know, 9 split. He says, really, really, top spot 9? How about 11? That's what it ends up at. Really impressive.
Ridiculous.
First map goes to virtus.pro, and did you see this coming? Because I really did not.
No, I thought this was a risky map choice because Titan have been really good on Mirage, and it wasn't guaranteed that VP would get their way on this one. As you might say, you know, we assume that Titan will get their way on Nuke, but had they played that map an hour earlier, they may well have won it. They just virtus.pro woke up at the right time in this tournament, and Titan also felt the force of that. Do you think that this map is as done and dusted as Taz would have us believe it would be?
Taz had no fear in picking this map at all. He just said, bring it on, we're ready to play it, and I really doubt that wisdom. I did it last time as well, and then we turned out to be right. That was against a different team. That was against Dignitas. We'll have to see if the polls have really brought something here. Pasha will open the bidding, taking down Kenny S, so that's a very important start here. If they can win the pistol round on the terrorist side, then it itself is going to speak volumes.
They have, and MBK from the ramp room just connects onto the head of Neo, and Titan will level the numbers up. He tricks to the bottom of the ramp, waiting for any VP players to come his way. Snax is the man who'll come around onto Scream's screen, and it will be Taz that goes down as Titan find themselves now a man to the good, but Scream has only 6 points of health left. MBK retreating further and further in towards that lower site as he sits waiting. Pasha's going to come around from, well, what was the outside, but Pasha was dispatched of by existence, and now Titan are picking up these kills, and Bjarly is left alone, and his hopes of just getting into that site, getting a kill and putting the bomb down were all evaporated. Good in the end from Titan.
Very, very cool. That first headshot on Scream was out of this world, and then he actually survived on 6 HP, which is alone pretty impressive, and landed 2 more headshots, picking up the pistol round for Titan. And that is going to set in motion a landslide, which will be very hard to stop here, I think. Titan are, I mean, for some periods of Global Offensive, have been one of the strongest teams in the world on Nuke. I think even at one point pretty were the strongest. Actually, NIP ended up not picking this map against Titan for a short while. So that's really interesting. Now, Auto Shotgun also here on NBK, who's been showing us all the weapons of Counter-Strike, it feels. That's his plan for this tournament.
He's a flair player. He goes through. It's that FAMAS, though, of Kenny S that gets himself the kill on towards Taz. Scream follows up as Snax goes down, and this VP round, as strong as that CZ might be, at the range that they're using it outside, it's very hard to control. And Kenny S will control his FAMAS much better. Titan should close out this round.
Counter-terrorists win.
An excellent FAMAS control on display there from Kenny.
A very comfortable round, and we have seen, I think, a number of times how important that can be when you're playing on the CT side, because you can actually win the first 3 rounds, but if you only survive with 1 or 2 people every time, and the terrorist side gets that 4th round, you're going to be ecoing almost instantaneously. So it's pretty important that they managed to do that at least, and virtus.pro are going to be buying actually 3 smoke grenades. So that makes me wonder if they're going to try and just go for a plant at the B bomb site. Smoke their way down lower, put down the smoke, and then put the bomb down straight away. I think that would be a good play coming out right now for VP.
I think Richard Lewis is organizing a sit-in here and making sure that no one can make the move. It's phenomenal. Man of the people, Richard Lewis, fighting your fight, spectators. If you're wondering what's going on online, we're past the time when the spectators had to leave, and Richard Lewis is having none of it. As Kenny and Existence get the kills. There are only 2 men left standing. Snacks has picked up a FAMAS, though, and that may be a window of opportunity.
Certainly be great if they can get a couple of kills in here, but that bomb plant, I think, is still the main objective for virtus.pro, and it's kind of been stopped a little bit by Kenny's double kill. Snags making his way through the vents here. He does not have the bomb, and Neo does, and there's going to be the plant, and Titan actually caught out of position, which is unusual for them on this map on CT side. Snags almost takes down MBK. That auto shotgun wasn't quite good enough this time. Neo probably won't be able to hold this in on 1-on-4. Without anything at all, no grenades or nothing. Going for the kill, gonna go down to Scream, and it will be Titan winning the round. But this time, I think it's a much better round for virtus.pro. That bomb plant is gonna give them so much to look at the money they have because of it.
Yes, this is an opportunity now in this 3rd round, and VP will be happy to come to play. And, you know, on Nuke, it's tough to know what VP are gonna be able to offer against it, because historically, one interesting point is that Titan don't get to play Nuke as much as they'd like to. As strong as they were, they learnt and they dueled with NIP for so long in it. They just don't get to play it as much anymore because they're so feared on it.
Really only a couple of teams that will pick Nuke, and some of them are even a little bit worried about doing it against each other. So you're right, Nuke is a map that we get to see much less than we should, because it's such a great map. It really is a fun map to watch. So wish it was in the rotation a little bit more, but actually that's one thing maybe that the Gamescom maps are gonna force out, that people, if they don't want to play Overstone or Couple, they're gonna have, or Overpass or Cobblestone, they're gonna have to go for some of these maps. Well, it's gonna be a boost up. No, they just run out. I thought they were gonna do the boost up onto Dogwalk outside. Now instead, Existence is down here by Hell, and with the right timing, gonna look out there. Kenny picking up the shot onto Passion. This is the first time the Polish team can buy, and that's a great headshot from Neo, but instantly returned on the hero from the last map, which is by Ali.
Neo ready to make that assault in towards the B site as he pushes forward. He's got one to his right, that's MBK. MBK is going to be the man pushing in, and Snacks does get Existence, but MBK's FAMAS dispatches of Neo. He's going to pay for it, though, as he'll go down. But as we trade frag for frag, it's come off that virtus.pro are the worst off out of the 2, with just Taz left alive against Scream and Smiths. Bomb to collect. Smiths will be the man he goes up against. And, Taz, whilst he might have spotted him first, isn't able to do anything about it, and now is very isolated. That'll be Titan winning round number 4.
Scream has not actually died yet. He's got 6-0-0, so he's just 1 kill away from a reverse James Bond here, which is obviously a really good trait right now. That's what you want to do. And a little bit of comedy at the end. I think was he jumping to not get shot in the feet? That was it's an interesting moment right there.
You get an achievement unlocked for reverse James Bond?
There should be one, right? Get on that, Valve developers.
You've got sway at Valve, Anders. You can make it happen.
I don't know. I mean, I lost my knife recently, and they wouldn't give it back. But at least we helped secure a bug, so that was good news. We figured out what the issue was. I do try. And actually, yeah, we do work on GoTV stuff, so that's good news. Moving into the 5th round, NBK is going to get taken down through the smoke. Taz with some just really great prediction coming out there.
Yeah, Taz stopping MBK. And MBK's control of that ramp room has been a thing of legend for him as he's worked on that. That's been the anchor that has enabled them to be so strong. So with that out of the question, you need something special. You need something like Kenny S with a flick shot onto Taz in the split second he shows himself. That was obscene from Kenny S. And let's see if there's more. Scream is about to see action as Bjarli will come out and Scream will rattle off the shots. But it's Bjarli who one-ups him as virtus.pro are a man to the good as they are ready to make their assault now.
The bomb goes down, and actually Smith's doing something that's really, really Titan-esque, which is hiding down in Toxic and anticipating the B-push. And you know what? They called the wrong bomb side, and now Smiths is completely out of position. Going to try and see if he can get up to heaven here. Kenny holding from behind. I think all they're doing right now, Titan is looking for some extra kills, and Virtus.pro will pick up the round. This is an interesting development, and obviously the Polish team is playing better than they were against Dignitas here.
Yeah, they're going to take this round and exchange some banter with Taz and MBK. VP get themselves on the board. What's a good number for VP in this first half?
I'd be very impressed if the Poles can pick up 4 rounds. I think that would be a real achievement. And they have the room to do it right here and now. Titan had to rebuy at least 3 rifles. Their economy is not looking great. A couple more rounds here where they either get 3 kills or more, or at least win the round. If they can do that, it's going to be great. And then, who knows, if they can force an eco. I think if they can force an eco at any point during the first half, it's going to be really impactful in the rest of the game.
NES waiting for... all he needs is a pixel, as we saw in that last round, and this time he didn't connect, as took 26 points of health damage as well. Neo down to 84 as the early exchanges bear little fruit. The Existence will poke around the corner and has a very exposed Pasha to dispatch of. Good work from him.
Definitely an important kill. I was a little bit worried about Kenny jumping when he got shot out from the silo there. That could have gone completely wrong, but I don't think that was intentional. Snacks, though, has actually picked up an AWP. But right now, they're not completely running out of time, but they haven't really made any progress. They're still, meddling around in lobby, wondering where exactly they're going to end up. If they try and go for the ramp route, we'll have to see. MBK is down here, and as you said, rightly so, MBK is so good at defending, and he's got Existence with him here as well. MBK waiting, and Kenny comes in for the party. It's a 3-way crossfire going in, and Virtus.pro are running right into it. Snags is going to be alone, being backstabbed as well, so it turns into a 4-way crossfire, and that's just more than he can handle.
Yeah. 5-1 Titan. Kenny enjoying his time at the big time now. It definitely seems to have grown into his role in Titan once again. He is one of the people. Kenny, that was that shot on Taz. That was a ridiculous shot 2 rounds ago. It was just like, how do you even hit that? I could do it 1,000,000 times and never get close.
For me, those are the moments when I realized that Counter-Strike has potential to be an incredibly large esports, because I think you get a sense, just like when you're watching real sports events and you see someone with a really incredible athletic performance, and I think when Kenny does that, and a lot of the other players too, you get a sense of the same thing. You realize you're faced with someone who has abilities that very few people actually has.
Do agree. Existence gets himself the frag onto Taz, and I think what you are basically saying, Anders, is that's why Counter-Strike's that much better than COD.
Well, I'd be careful with saying that, because we actually have a bunch of COD converts, so we don't want to force them away quite yet. We want to make sure that they are really truly brainwashed before they be subjected to that kind of information. Now it's going to be Neo and Snags left here. It's a 2-on-4 situation now, a 1-on-4, and it will be Scream picking up here. Good double from Scream and Existence as well. And we'll be moving into a 6-1 situation. And unfortunately, Virtus.pro will not have the money to buy, and Titan get room to build up even more on their own side. So that's not a good sign.
And just 2 rounds ago at 4-1, we were saying there was room for Virtus.pro to come into this game to get to the magic number, but they haven't even got close in those last 2 rounds.
No, and the tiny window they had into it where they won the 1 round and maybe could have forced an eco at some point, that's been taken away once again. Now they're back to pistols, and things just aren't looking good here. Titan anticipating some sort of eco rush because they're keeping an eye on the money, obviously, but not going to happen. Virtus.pro slowing it down for a little bit, and Kenny will pick up the first kill here in the 8th round.
It's just rattling off shots in the direction of Snacks. VP will push in. MBK gets himself a kill onto Taz. It's Titan. Ever so slowly dispatch of this VP eco. No mistakes here from Titan. Nothing out of the ordinary, and great professional performance. Just Snacks. They've got no idea that he's there. I don't think he's moved a muscle.
Right now, I mean, a lot hangs in the balance. everything hangs in the balance.
Oh, nice idea. Just wanted to stay silent, rush in and get the plant, but no.
It doesn't work out. Kenny and Scream, 11 kills each and 2-1 deaths. Very impressive style coming out. And on the other team, actually, I think the most they've picked up is 3 kills on, yeah, that's on Pasha. So virtus.pro just outright lacking in the kill department. And I would say, if you're virtus.pro right now, you have the team to go and take the outside battle. Smoke off Kenny and go for the battle against someone who's willing to challenge you with a rifle. I think that's the smarter choice. Because I think ramp room and A bomb side is going to be way too locked down right now.
They fear Kenny.
Rightfully so.
Here he is, changing his position this round, mixing it up. It'll be Bjarli and Pasha that you can see getting ready to come towards him. And Kenny does get the first onto Pasha, but Bjarli was right behind him to follow it up with a headshot. And Kenny is down, but Bjarli and Neo down to 15 points of health. Taz pushes out, gets a kill, but Bjarli and Neo are no more. Existence and Smiths have the frags, and the virtus.pro are down a man already. It's 2-on-3. That, once again, is just a small window for them.
Scream gonna pick up that kill, and in a ridiculous twist of misfortune, Kenny actually hit that shot on both players. Bjarli also got hit by that one AWP shot outside, brought him down to 15 HP. So that's just unlucky for virtus.pro, because that could have actually been a double kill, but even then, he softened up Bjarli enough that he was gonna end up going down almost regardless. And this 1-on-3 for Taz, it's actually not even looking difficult. It's borderline impossible because of the time that's left.
20 seconds for Taz to hold on to that weapon. And we've seen in the second semi-final and this one, just the four most one-sided match you could ask for. And this is proving to be no different. And Taz can't get away with his weapon either. Titan taking no mercy.
He died after the clock ran out here, Tosspot, so he's down to $150. He did not get any win bonus. So that could be a round where the rest of virtus.pro are going to have to buy where he can't. This is actually a really big deal. Titan doing a great job of hunting him down, obviously. And they're not going to stop right now. It's 8-1, and they're ready. They're set to go for that third map.
Yeah. All eyes will move on to Inferno. And who is, I mean, I could ask you who's impressed you, and you'd say Bjarli on map 1, Scream and Kenny on map 2, and you wouldn't, what is the one thing that differentiates yourself? Who's given you inspiration for map 3?
Well, you say that right as Kenny picks Neo right out of the sky with a really good shot here. Obviously, it's an eco round coming up from virtus.pro, but Kenny on Inferno is definitely not a bad thing to be watching. He does go down here to Pasha. Creeping out from the squeaky door is going to be Taz going down, dropping the bomb as well, and Pasha not going to get the shot through the smoke. It's going to go down to Scream. But I think actually Kenny he might be the man to make the difference here. But it's encouraging to see that he's not alone, because that's been one of the weaknesses of Titan in the past, is that when everything rests on Kenny, and especially when you're in a grand final of this kind of tournament, you can't have it just be one person. So Scream stepping it up, and NBK has been playing solidly on in the other maps, and he's a little bit behind here, but they can even afford that. It's not a problem. So I think that's where it rests here. Maybe Kenny's going to be the spearhead, but they need all the rest too.
And NBK's got a really tough position here, because in ramp room, you either win or you lose. There's nothing in the middle. You can quickly retreat and hope for backup, but if they push you, you're dead. So it's a map where the scoreboard can be quite deceptive. And on board with Kenny, who's moved this time.
And I think even worse still is if the rest of your team doesn't do their job and you have to rotate somewhere else, you're very likely going to be alone trying to retake, a 1-on-3 or something like that. So actually, I think it's doubly bad, but you're right. Not a nice situation at all.
And Titan are happy to leave him those types of situations on Mirage, for example, on B. Just have ultimate faith in the lad.
Asher does open up this round with a good kill, taking down Existence now. Can they finally string together another round here? I said I'd be impressed if they could get 4 rounds, and right now they're still 3 away from that target, but with an opening kill and a second one coming in. Smith is going to go down, and there's Snacks with the kill on Kenny. Is it finally going to happen? Neo coming from above is going to rain down death on Scream, and now he's going to jump back down, and he gets the kill on MBK. Incredible play from Neo. I'm not sure that was fully calculated, but it works out anyway, and it's going to be 9-2. 12th round coming up. I mean, they're half the way there, Tosspot.
Raw talent from Neo digging him out, as it has done oh so many a time, and Virtus.pro have doubled their score. And well, that was the first assault they've made onto the A site that's actually borne fruit as well. Everything that they've had that's come close has been into B. Kenny, who looks for Fly to swat around the outside once more, but it isn't there. Neo, who he might get an opportunity to see. But no. Man of the last round is alien to Kenny, as Virtus.pro try to engage him. It's a horrible engage to try and make, but with Pasha with their AWP, they've got a chance, and no sooner do I say that, does Smiths take him down.
Virtus.pro, unfortunately, a little bit outplayed here, simply because Titan switched their setup, putting Smiths that close. So they were looking for Kenny down back, which they've had to do all game long, so you can't even really blame them for doing that. But that kind of switch up is obviously dangerous. Now it's going to be a 4-on-5, and Virtus.pro, they must win this round. They're going to be hard ecoing if they lose it. They've just won the single one here. It's not over yet. It's a 4-on-5. Neo going to jump on over to CT main, and we'll see if they can somehow make the refrag here. Smiths is very low on health, hiding in that corner, and a kill on him right now would be absolutely valuable.
Dream is going to be the stopgap for Titan as they try to make their way in towards that site. Gets himself the first. Snacks and Bialy follow, courtesy of Kenny S in existence. And that leaves Neo 1-on-4. Does get the first. But as he turns around, Kenny is waiting for him. It is 10-2 Titan. 3 left in the half.
They actually they have 2 players with a little bit of money and also some on TAS. So the big question is, are they gunning for 10-5 or are they going to eco around and then try and make it 11-4? And we have our answer right here already. They are going to go for it with 3 AKs at the very least and some smokes and some grenades. There's one extra Galil in the mix. I'm not even sure I'm really opposed to this. I think the Poles they've shown in the past, the 2 rounds they've won, an entry frag is what they need. Somewhere on the map, anywhere on the map.
And he never far away from the action here. And just been the orchestra. He's been the conductor for the orchestra around the outside. Let's see whether that happens once again. He's down to 38 points of health. Awesome work from that. Kenny's forced out of the position, and this time the nade really worked. But that nade comes in, and look at all the damage it's done. Virtus.pro have lost so much health, but those nades definitely gave away where VP wanted to get to. Smiths is going to be the man who is lying in wait for them.
Problem is, Titan already know that this is going to be a lower plant, and they have Smiths in this corner waiting. So Virtus.pro, when they commit to it, they're very likely going to lose the bomb with about 30 seconds left, and that is just not a good way to start. Here it goes, Pasha, very low on health. Smiths somehow miraculously not hitting the shot. Taz is going to go down, and the bomb will at least be planted here, but I don't think they can hold on to it. Bialy is going to be alone. He's going to take the first kill here now. A 1-on-2 goes for another headshot, and he's not going to get it. Kenny will shut him down before the situation gets out of control. And it will be an 11th round for Titan. And now, at least the bomb plant happened, so they'll have a little bit better economy. But I think we're going to see that third map.
Bialy was just never set to take on that 1-on-3. He's a man who could, but he was just never really set for it. We're all ready to get excited, though. But yeah, I think you're right. The third map is almost an inevitability now. And probably was the moment that we saw that VP were steamrolling Titan on Mirage. We start off with Kenny once again.
And I feel like that last round was one of those rounds where it kind of shows that Virtus.pro don't quite have the nuke tactics down, because if you want to go for that B plant, why would they not have someone at least making noise or forcing Titan to worry about the vents? All Titan had to do that round was worry about the door and the window, and that's easy to cover for a team like Titan. They are not putting pressure on Titan to try and worry about being backstabbed at all. So that's a little bit of a telltale, I would say, that they're not doing things quite right here. Taz with a kill. Good job with the pistol, but Existence returning right away.
Taz did have a weapon courtesy of that. Unable to be the talisman, though. Neo tried to flush out of position, but will get a weapon for his troubles anyway. As Kenny S would come in as the body of Bialy rolls around the floor. Neo ready to come from behind and try and... Well, Neo's looking for someone to love, but can't. He's not being subtle about it either. Smith finds his time and will get the better of Neo. Awesome from Smith. He's not put a foot wrong.
Really good position coming out from him. Sure, at this point it feels like it's just a question of actually dying before the time runs out. That's going to be a priority here. He's going to jump down, take the kill, but this could actually really backfire on him. He's got to die before these 10 seconds are. If Titan are really cruel, they're going to let the time wait, but they won't. So they actually do almost mercifully kill him before the time runs out. I sometimes wonder if teams should actually gamble on that. Obviously, if he puts the bomb down, you're going to have to try and stop him because that's not worth it. But if he's just running around, let him do it and then find him after the time's out.
It is a big gamble, though.
Yeah, potentially.
But in that case, he was caught in a trap. Yeah, that was one of the few opportunities where someone who might have been quick-minded enough could have said, "Hey, you can wait this one out for a few seconds."
Maybe that's the next level.
Someone's going to claim it. Now that you've called it out, someone's going to claim it and say, "Oh yeah, I did it in this game."
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the demos or the YouTube videos or whatever it is. Moving into the last round of this first half of the second map here in the grand finals. And just to reiterate again, it's virtus.pro that absolutely won the first one. So if Titan win this one, and at this rate it looks like they definitely will, we'll be going to the third map, which has, I think there's some satisfaction in that here.
Yeah. As long as it's a little closer. These stomps have, whilst been perfection in motion from both sides, more work to do. So that Molotov comes in, Scream that will push out. What a headshot. Sad Scream gets one. Snacks, though, takes out the then flashed Scream as VP feel like there's an opening here on that top site. It'll be Neo who's in deep. So they have this opportunity to make it count. Existence just firing in towards the smoke. Bialy and MBK will pick up frags each as Titan return towards the outside of that site. They're going to let that bomb go and then reclaim if they can, the two of them. But, and it goes.
Right now, Bialy has a really good position. All he has to do is stand still, and this should work out. They're going to go charging in. Bialy will pick up the one, and he's actually got a double already. They're hunting Existence for the last round, and Bialy will pick up the triple and make it 3-12 at the very end here. Not exactly a great half for the Polish team, but at least I think they managed to get a couple of rounds on the board. And if they had won that pistol round, and that's actually an intriguing idea, this could have been 9-6 instead if they had really done well, and they almost did. So the score may be a little bit closer than it seems. virtus.pro at least picking up a couple of rounds, but I am not sure they're going to be able to do this. Of course, the comeback, especially being nuked, is possible on this map, but based off what we saw earlier today for virtus.pro on the CT side, I wasn't exactly too pleased.
Yeah, you've watched them more today. I mean, what would, if you could offer one piece of insight to them, what would it be?
They got to, I mean, rotation is the absolute key word on a map like this. Once you lose a player, and eventually on the CT side you will, you have to make sure you know what person is going to give up his position to reclaim a new one, so that you're still making sure you're covering every single entrance to both bomb sites. And that's way more difficult than it sounds. And that's why I think so few teams are actually good on this map on the CT side. It's very, very tricky. Starting off here, Snacks looking for a headshot through and is going to take down Existence. A bit of click, and actually that's one of the things Snacks is really feared for amongst the professional players, shooting through smoke like this.
Yeah, you just can't budget for that as Scream comes around, almost gets himself a kill onto Pasha. And now we'll go in. MBK is going to charge in towards the site. Bialy has himself that frag, not much health, but the damage is done. Titan will chase out these remaining kills that are from the men down below as Snacks does pick himself up that frag. We're on a 2-on-2 here. See what Kenny S and that CZ can do. Titan face up with Smiths looking for one more kill for his hat trick. Here we go. It is going to be Kenny has to dart around the corner, but Taz was waiting for him, and that'll be the defuse. Awesome play from virtus.pro. You heard the defuse in ears of Kenny, and he just sat and waited and was like, oh, I don't think they'll really have gone for it. And yes, they did.
Do you think there was a moment on the Titan TeamSpeak when someone said, you're covering the bomb, right? You know, just at the very end, because it seemed like none of them actually really reacted to it. Obviously, Kenny couldn't, because he was going to get shot down running out. But the other Titan player, there seemed like a little bit of miscommunication coming out, unfortunately, for the terrorist side. But it does make an opening for virtus.pro. And Titan have bought C-75s and body armor, and they are absolutely notorious for picking up these rounds, the buy rounds with these rifles or these pistols here, especially on nuke. That's what they're so good at.
Got enough nades to make it count as well. And for BP, they'll want to wither those nades down. But as they come through, there's Taz waiting on the other side of the smoke as he fires on in. Gets 1, 2, 3. Bjarly's going to follow up with the 4th. And Taz will finish off the job. And virtus.pro, to the delight of their fans, will pick up an eco round win there. Maybe a little excited for an eco, but Taz flashed getting 4 is something special.
And what I think is, I mean, this is where virtus.pro, this is what really feeds their fire. A single kill like that, and actually, especially because it's Taz that picks it up, he has an incredible energy in the team when it comes to stuff like this. So even though they're eco frags, they can, you know, they don't mean much in the overall game because Titan are going to be ecoing once more here. But in terms of Taz gaining some momentum and you know, bringing the whole team with him, it actually does matter. So Titan gotta be careful. C-set 75s again, and no bomb plant that last round.
And the difference between this round and that last one, grenades. Only Scream has the flash, and admittedly the grenades last time out didn't help, as that has claimed a blind hat-trick. Bjarly gets himself the frag onto existence. Snax is gonna help out. This time virtus.pro will do it the more old-fashioned way.
So actually, I just realized something that I apparently have completely forgot, which is that Titan actually put down the bomb in that pistol round. So the fact that they bought in the second round is a little bit of a mystery, because normally that's not how it goes. Normally, if you put down the bomb, you'll have enough to buy in the third round, which means Titan, by making that pistol armor buy in the second round, have actually pushed their buy round once, which right now doesn't seem like a lot, because the score is still 12-6, and Titan could find these 4 rounds and it'll never be a factor. But once we get to the later stages, you know, having one more round in there somewhere can make a big difference. I'm wondering why they did that.
I think they were probably feeling a bit gung-ho, but didn't want to make this a contest. And the one thing you don't want is exactly the point you were saying with Taz. You don't want to let him get riled up or feel like he has a chance.
Absolutely not. The one thing the soundproof booths here at least work for is that you can't hear Taz shouting at you anymore, which is something that can probably get in your bones after a while, and that's part of the game as well, and it's something that I absolutely love about watching virtus.pro play. And they're not the only team that does it, but I always think it's fun when it happens.
Taz-proof booth. Neo with a bit of a miss Molotov there as he'll go in, and Titan will pick up 2. Pasha has got 1, MBK out for the count, but the lower site will be theirs for the taking. There's 1 man down there, and he needs to make himself as big and loud as he can to allow reinforcements to come in. Oh, you would have thought that Snax was going to claim that one. But now it's just Bjarly and Taz 2 on 3. Bjarly comes in with a big old hit and a second. And it's Bjarly versus Existent, and he gets it. Awesome play from Bjarly, pulling virtus.pro back in this with his bare hands.
And from being a little bit behind on this map, he's somehow managed to reclaim the top frag position, at least on his team. 16 kills here, obviously a little bit behind Scream and Kenny, who are still rocking around 20 kills right now each. So that's pretty impressive, but that was an incredible 4 kill coming out from Bjarly.
Yeah, well, to go back to that comment about Taz. Taz-proof booths they may be, but soundproof we're not so sure, actually.
Well, hopefully there hasn't been any kind of slip-ups. Of course, we're going to try and be a little bit careful if it goes really serious. But Auto Sniper's been picked up on Pasha here, and that is a really good idea. It's a really great weapon on this map for covering ramp room or outside, whichever you prefer. And actually, speaking of Pasha, he's actually on the A bomb side, I think. So that's interesting.
What a great nade.
You could say that a couple of times and it'll still be true. Taz is going to take down Existence too, and it will be Scream very low on health here. MBK's dealing with anything to do, and he's going to go down as well. Snags will drop him. But yeah, a money grenade, a value grenade. I think Guardian calls them magic apples, and I've never really figured out why. I've just assumed that's a Slovakian thing.
12-8, and the game is paused by Neo. virtus.pro have built up a little bit of wind in their sails now. And from their perspective, they've got nothing to lose. This isn't their map, and they're beginning to play well.
Well, look, if this was any other team, let's say we replace virtus.pro with Dignitas, I would be saying that Titan would be in a lot of trouble right now. This is not a comfortable position. virtus.pro have enough money to lose around and buy, and that's the minimum criterion for being on the CT side here. Titan, on the other hand, really don't have a lot of money, and they need to start winning rounds once again. Yeah, so it's really only because this is virtus.pro that I'm a little bit curious about this.
That was Taz's flashed forfer. To the... Oh, sounds back. Here we go.
Excellent.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah, they are starting to break down so the rest of the show, so you feel like they might just pick us up and move us out at any given point. But Arthur Scargill over there did save your seats, so Lewis gets another round of applause for saving the working man. When a hero comes along, have the strength to let it be Richard Lewis.
I like that. Wasn't he giving a motivational speech earlier, and we were talking about him maybe running for office somewhere?
It was. You make your own damn luck in this world, quote Richard Lewis. He walked over and made everyone's day. So,
well, considering what politicians are really like, I think I could pretty see myself voting for Richard at some point.
Yeah? Vote for Rich. New campaign, new hashtag coming out of this tournament. That Generation Esports stuff, I don't really get it. It's going to be Generation Richard Lewis.
Yeah, cheaper beer would probably be one of the slogans, I imagine. Could happen.
We are minus a keyboard. Does anyone in the crowd happen to have a keyboard on them? Mechanical, preferably, as one of the beefy keyboards have died. Fnatic were here, and they're gone. One of the more weirder announcements I've given out in a grand final.
Well, this is obviously unfortunate, but I'm guessing there must be a keyboard lying around somewhere. This is, after all, an esports venue, so be surprised if we couldn't dig up one. Of course, apologize to you guys at home as well. A little bit of a delay, but we can't really have Snacks playing without a keyboard. It's obviously not a good situation.
I think instead of us making public service announcements requesting a keyboard, we will take you to a very great ad break. We'll be right back.
They travel to freedom.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the grand final. Titan virtus.pro. It is 12-8 to Titan. And your hero, your Richard Lewis, saved the final by delivering a keyboard to virtus.pro. Vote Richard Lewis for president 2015.
Absolutely impressed. I thought when Richard joined Sapinda it would be the end of esports, but then he saves it anyway with the keyboard right at the very end here, so I'm very impressed. That's really great. He saves the audience and then the game. I mean, what's left at this point? Well, it's going to be a 5-on-5, some good grenades landing outside, but Snacks is in a really cool position, especially with Bayali distracting everything outside here. Smith is going to go down. Bayali, Snacks is not done yet. He's going to get the double, but Bayali goes down, and Pasha, auto sniper in hand, will bring down Scream. Kenny and NBK are left there, a man down. They have a lot of time, and the one clicking away here from NBK, channeling Scream.
That was absolutely ridiculous, that frag there. And it sets us up for a 2-on-2 with Kenny and NBK versus Neo and Taz. And these are the moments that if VP want to win this in 2 maps, they have to close out. But Kenny is a master of this scenario as he goes through. Clock ticking though, and Kenny is lacking a bomb.
Charges down. What? He picked up that kill.
And he'll pick up that bomb.
His one-on-one is not easy. There's no time here. He's going to have to go with the straight defuse, and Taz should be able to pre-fire this one. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. The bomb goes down. Titan getting away with a lot here. And Kenny now has the advantage. Taz a little bit too slow on the draw. He's going to go for the straight counter defuse. 2, 1. Taz is going to do it. And virtus.pro, they win the round. The ultimate counter to what just happened.
Taz has got the biggest balls of any man I've ever met. That was just obscene. Kenny's Molotov just kind of held him out of position, and it was an idea, I think, to prevent Taz from chasing Kenny, but in the end it completely backfired, and that face tells 1,000 words. It was a situation he should never have been allowed to get into in the first place, but he got himself out in some style. 12-9, Titan. 3-round lead now as VP eat into it round after round, and are looking good, but this is a bye round.
It is, and a couple of things I would like to see from Titan right now. One of them would be the AWP on Kenny, which they should have had money for, having that bomb plant. So obviously it's an intentional choice. They didn't go for it. The other one would be a straight A push, just in through Squeak, blowing it up and going for it. Now they're going down ramp instead, and the auto sniper is here. Neo coming in, gonna pick up the kill. Existence is down. The bomb is dropped as well. They're going for the spray, and they're not hitting it. NBK is gonna go down. Neo will pick up a triple kill, and it will be Smith's outside to drop. Taz with the headshot. virtus.pro 2 rounds away from equalizing. And if they keep playing on this track, they might win this grand finals in a 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, absolutely crazy that we're talking like that now, but one thing just to take a different slant to it, NBK is like a magnet to Pasha. The moment he gets that auto sniper, NBK is never too far away, and that will be Titan. Only with a 2-round advantage. They lead the assault in towards that A site, and it'll be virtus.pro who push through. Taz with the first, second, Pasha with the third, and the bomb nestled on that side as well.
Man, 2-on-5 here, and this is just what I wanted them, so I counseled Titan right into defeat here. Not looking good. Pasha will pick up the triple, but to Ospot, this is exactly what I wanted. This is what I just said. Blow up the Squeak door and run for the A-bomb side. I thought that was going to be a good idea, but... well,
it's all your fault. Why do you hate France and Belgium?
I really don't know. I mean, that was, yeah, that was selling them out, I think. Apologies to Titan. I thought that was going to be a good idea, but virtus.pro, they proved us wrong.
And from this point in, they're now favorites for this. They can tie it up here on this eco round for Titan, and on the CT side, you back them to go all the way.
Snags playing outside in a way that not very many people do. I'm not surprised Titan did not see that coming. That is a bit of an unorthodox way of holding the yard outside here. And up from above again, just almost artillery grade fire coming in onto Kenny S with that auto sniper, and it's going to be a second kill as NBK falls. And now a 2-on-5 going on. Another kill before finally Pasha is sent flying off the railing, but it's too late. Existence is alone, and he's caught, and Snacks will take him down, and the game has been equalized. 12-12 as we move into the 25th round. Is this really happening right here?
It really, really is. I'm trying to remember the halftime score and whether Titan have won a round on the second half. They haven't, because it was 12-3.
It was. You're absolutely right. It was 12-3, and
9 straight rounds for VP. Well, credit to them.
Thorin was telling us that virtus.pro used to be very good in 1.6 on this very map. But first of all, the map is entirely different. and it's a different game. So I'm not sure I really trusted too much in that, but obviously we're being shown something different here.
And thirdly, he wasn't sure that the map pick was a very good one on Virtus.pro's side.
And I definitely wasn't either.
VK alive, he's been looking for Pasha, his nemesis. But, Titan will push in. There is Snacks, this time wielding the AWP. That smoke doing its job, preventing him from really seeing anything. But there's the hit onto existence, and Snacks' game is up as he has to get out of there.
Neo almost utilizing the smoke, but Snacks will pick up another one. That's triple outside. He's shutting down the whole courtyard on his own, and Pasha is going to have to fall back from that flashbang. He goes down. A great pickup from Kenny, but he's alone in a 1-on-3 with exactly 1 point of health, and here comes the grenade. He's going to get wrecked. Snacks will pick up the quad kill,
Ace.
And that is it. An ace from Snacks, and they take the round lead for the first time in this game, 13-12, and Titan, they've got to be shell-shocked at this point.
Awesome play from Snacks. You just got to sit back and enjoy in that situation because he got rushed. The first frag, if it was maybe a slight fortunate from that point in, he knew exactly what he was doing. Got a point-blank kill, pulled back, got into a more traditional range, and then just awesome stuff from him to finish off the job. And, well, it is 13-12 Virtus.pro. They are 3 rounds away from being the Gfinity G3 champions. And so Snacks will do exactly what you say. Unorthodox is not even half the story, but whilst he didn't get a kill, he did take 2 players down to 23 and 29.
That could have just as well been a double kill. And this is where, I mean, there's a reason we coined the term Virtus Plow, and it is because of exactly this. Once they're up and running, there's almost no stopping him. It's not just on this map, it's almost on any map. Neo gonna take down Kenny. They're looking to extend the round lead by yet 1 more, and Titan have come up with no answers. As this is Sire's second half. It's going to be Bailey picking up the kill, goes for a second one and almost gets a double, but not quite. In the squeaky door, it's Taz taking down NBK. This 2-on-3 is not looking healthy for the Titan team.
And that smoke saved them because Neo was ready to rattle them off one by one as they made the crossover here, but 6 and 20 points of health. It's surely against them here. So they will need headshots only. Weapons maybe not great for this scenario for VP with an auto and an AWP in what will be close quarters conditions. But Existence will go first, and he misses that AWP shot there, Neo, as he'll follow it up with the Molotov though, and fuck, just down him anyway. It's Taz that finished off that one, and now 20 points of health for Scream, and he just wants to save that weapon.
He actually surrendered. He gave away the bombs. I'm no longer interested in terrorizing anyone. Just leave me alone in the corner. And
the French team surrendering?
Oh.
There's a group in the crowd here who are literally like is watching their firework display. Every kill that Virtus.pro goes like, ooh, ah, ooh. It's great fun.
It's exciting. I think Virtus.pro are going to want to come back for this next year because they do have already gained a lot of fans, local fans here, which is exciting. Moving into the 26th or 27th round, and Virtus.pro are 2 rounds away from knocking Titan out of the grand finals in a 2-0 fashion. Grenade rains in, and that's a really good grenade. Does a little bit more than 50 damage combined. Snacks with the kill outside. Last time was an ace. This time, it's going to be the first one going in. And can we get a second kill from the man outside in the courtyard with the AWP? These smokes are working really well to keep him away, but we're going to get a second one. So there it is. Is the auction of death going to close, or is it going to keep going? Snags is looking for a third one, and he's going to be up on the sandbags just waiting. So much smoking going on, and he goes down eventually. So there's the closing right here, but he may have done enough already.
Yeah, it's Pasha who just moved away at the wrong time. He was about to get called into action, and that tells me that VP don't really know where this next Titan assault's coming from. They're only a man down here, Titan, and they do have a couple nades to make something happen. And look at MBK's movement here. They've got no idea where he is, and that nade backs that up. Pasha looks around the outside, and this is just going to be who draws quicker. The magnet comes closer as he moves in, but now going to get his opportunity. MBK, oh yes, he will finish it off, and we're leveled up at 3-on-3.
A big opening coming in here. Now it's a 3-on-3. This is not quite over yet. Neo's looking up. He's going to get taken down. That's a great double from NBK, and now we're in a 2-on-2. That bomb planted here. No, not yet. Sorry, he goes down. I thought they were going to be able to do that, and NBK falls. Bayali will pick up the kill. No bomb plant, no round, and it's match and map point here. Virtus.pro a single round away from winning $20,000 and crowning themselves the champions of Gfinity G3.
And Virtus.pro, a team that we didn't think were that great on Nuke, haven't lost a single round. Incredible stuff from them. 12 straight rounds on the CT side here on Nuke, and they are ready to claim another championship. They just turned up at the right time. They were iffy on Saturday, and they definitely weren't happy on Saturday in terms of how they were playing, in terms of conditions. And then on Sunday in the semi-final map 2, they just decided, you know what, we don't really care, we're going to win it.
This is going to be a big change for everyone. Snags going to pick up Scream here. A 5-on-4 is what we're looking at. Only 4 members left. Snags with another headshot, and the bomb is dropped, and we're in a 5-on-3 here. Tosspot, Titan are on their knees.
Kenny Ass follows suit. They're 2 frags away from defeat. It's Existence who will try to nade in and draw out Taz, who wants to finish this. And will do so in style. It's Taz that gets the finishing frag, and it's Virtus.pro that claim the Gfinity G3 Championship here in London. Congratulations to them. They add to their Katowice Championship to London, and they go into Cologne in some form.
They throw in that new card in the grand finals, and it actually works. And I think every team out there watching and every player watching is going to be astounded. Taz coming in. Not only do they win, but I also owe him a couple of beers later on, which is, you know, painful. They got the map pick that they wanted, and they lured Titan maybe into a bit of a trap here. What an incredible upset.
And to be fair to Virtus.pro, these 2 teams are the 2 best-spirited teams you could ask for. They go straight out, shake each other's hands, salute the fans that have stayed with them to past 11 o'clock here. And, well, what a game. Anders, any closing thoughts?
No, well, Stuart, just that it's been a real pleasure. I'm happy to have finally got a chance to
broke
cast
our
with
duck.
you. Exactly, and it's been a real pleasure. I want to thank Gfinity as well for bringing us out here. It's been such a cool event, and in spite of some of the issues, this is definitely worth bringing back again. And Counter-Strike, I think, has gained a bit of an ally as well in this event, so we'll see how it's all going to go down. But I think that's pretty much it. Are we going to throw it back to the analysts now?
We're not only going to throw it to our analysts, we're going to throw it to the savior of esports, Richard Lewis.
Thank you, Tosspot and
Esports
Anders.
is in bad shape, if I'm the same.
Yeah, Saint Richard, it's an honor to sit next to you. You saved esports tonight.
Oh.
The opposite of what you've been doing for a decade, so it's beautiful to have you here. You kept the venue open, you found keyboards, you did all sorts of things, so.
Look, forget all that nonsense. Let's talk about the game. It's touching, thanks everyone, but yeah, let's talk about the game. It was a great final, one of the greatest comebacks in CSGO history, worthy winners.
13 straight rounds.
They made a believer out of me. I can't believe I doubted these guys. What did I say? 2-0 to Titan? That's it. I'm never betting against them again. I'm going to get a life-size tattoo with Taz's face on my back tonight in a bar. It's going to happen, a tattoo parlor.
You heard that.
What an absolute legendary comeback, man.
Thorin, thoughts on it? Hey, look who's
seriously,
here.
well played, brother.
Good job, old man. Good job.
Well done.
All right.
Nicely done, nicely done.
Well, it's like I said, you could never predict if that would happen, because that's like the Polish power style, like the unstoppable style, and once that momentum starts going, who can stop them? We thought, could Dignitas stop them? They had the tactical style. No, they faded towards the end. Oh, Titan can surely stop them. Titan's played them before. Maybe they're the secret. I said before this tournament, I thought maybe they were the secret counter to the Virtus.pro style. You can never predict that a team who never plays Nuke is going to just stomp one of the best Nuke teams of all time, just clean on the CT side. You can't predict that, but it happened, and it was great to watch, obviously.
Absolutely.
I mean, look, just an amazing game, But let's talk about the Titan contribution just before we go over to the finals. I mean, look, this was a step in the right direction for Titan. I think they're going to be disappointed now, but I think when they wake up tomorrow, they're going to be, we were back in a final, right? That's what they needed. They needed to be in a final of this event. Sets them up beautifully for Cologne. Their star players came out today. Kenny S and Scream were back to their best. But I tell you what, man, that's almost up there with Katowice. It made no sense what they were able to do Virtus Pro, and everybody played out of their skins. It's one of the greatest performances. If you're just tuning in, you've missed an absolute stormer. I think we're going to cut across now so we can do the handing over of the trophy and the check. So I guess we'll come back and waffle on some more in a bit.
No, we're not going to waffle on more. You're going to shut up so I can close the show.
Sorry.
All right, are you done, Saint?
No, no.
I can't talk to a Saint that way. Anyway, we are going to throw to them, but they're going to end the show. So first and foremost, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure to host this desk with both you guys all week. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Gfinity, for having us. Hit that website one more time, gfinity.net. That being said, we are done here at the desk, and we're going to turn it over to Martin, one of the guys behind Gfinity, for the check ceremony and the trophies. Thank you again, guys. He's got no mic. That's it from them. He's the big bald guy. Great guy. Virtus Pro, Gfinity 3 champions.